Hey guys, so as requested, I'm doing a bullet journal setup video, and this is mainly for the month of November. I am cracking open a brand new Leuchtturm journal. This is the berry color. My past two bullet journals were gray and black, and basically everything that I own in life is gray or black, so I decided to go with this pop-up color, and I'm really glad I did because it is so beautiful. I also used a pretty limited number of materials for this setup. The black brush pen is the Tombow Fudenosuke, and the gel pen is from Muji. I also only had two Tombow brush pens, which are both shades of gray. I have a pretty decent collection of Tombow brush pens, but I left them all in Vancouver, so I am restarting my collection here in Toronto. I am also trying not to buy the same colors because I will be going back to Vancouver, so I can just bring the rest of my colors with me. So yeah, I only have these two gray pens right now. Starting with the November monthly spread, I drew a buttload of squares and it took forever. They look a little bit wonky because I didn't use a ruler, and I actually kind of like the look of this versus a set of perfectly square and perfectly straight lines. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I might try that for next month, but yeah, I was just feeling a little bit spontaneous. I then used my Tombow brush pen and did a little swatch for the days of the week and also a blob on the top left corner. Comment down below if any of you guys have trouble telling the difference between your lefts and rights. I'm 18, I should be able to tell the difference, but I always have to think about it for a second. But anyways, I did the blob on the top left corner of each square and I wrote in the days. Then, of course, November is Black Friday month, so I really wanted to make a Black Friday shopping list. So I'm just taking my brush pen and doing a little header and also doing some doodles. I don't regularly go shopping for clothes or shoes, so when I do go shopping, I tend to buy everything all at once. So yeah, I wanted to make a list of everything, and I also included some sticker shops in the list because I am wanting to stock up on some of my favorite shops. Also, I know that the notebook is like really tilted, and if you know me in real life, you'll know that I have the worst posture imaginable. I literally look like a turtle when I'm writing, so yeah, my notebooks are always like twisted in weird angles because my sitting posture is just terrible. So I really apologize. I know that it is a little bit hard to see when everything's kind of diagonal. But yeah, I'm just filling out my monthly to-do list, and something that I really like to do is take my brush pen and do a huge fat squiggle and then writing on top of it. I think that creates a really cool effect, and I do it several times throughout this plan with me. Okay, so I'm now going to fill out the monthly spread, and I thought I would kind of do it in real time. So Friday is the Day of the Dead, but on Thursday we have a celebration for that, so I'm just going to mark that in. Okay, so we got that in, and then from the 5th to the 9th I have my reading break, so I'm just going to draw a line. And then I'm going to use this reading emoji to mark in reading week. It's very fitting. I'm just going to white it out a little bit just because I don't want that black line showing behind the emoji's head. That's actually not enough. Do a little bit more. Okay, he fits perfectly, and I'm just going to write in reading week. Super excited about that week. And then on the 12th I have a Spanish composition, so I'm going to use my highlighter and just write in Spanish composition, or like rather highlight it first and then write Spanish composition. Then on the 15th I have a business case competition that's due, so let's see, how do I want to mark that? I actually think I'm going to use another emoji. Go into the mood section, and I will probably just use this sort of like distressed emoji because I am not looking forward to that. Just put that down there. Moving to the 19th, I have a quiz for my management course. So I think I'm going to use one of my Tombow brush pens and draw a little asterisk. Okay. And then I will write in quiz as well. On the 20th, I have a homework check for Spanish, so I'm going to use my highlighter again. And there we go. I do like to let it dry just a bit before I write on top. Moving to the 23rd, this is going to be a very busy day because it is Black Friday and also my microeconomics midterm part 2. So I am going to use my highlighter and use this for Black Friday. And underneath I'm going to write Eco 101 midterm. And then the 24th is actually my mom's birthday, which is super exciting. I think I'm gonna draw a balloon. I'm unfortunately not going to be home for my mom's birthday because she is back in Vancouver and I can't just fly there. I wish I could, but I don't have a private jet, so I'm just gonna be calling her and celebrating from a couple thousand kilometers away. And she's obviously very special, so I'm gonna use my brush pen. So that is all I know as of now for what is going to be happening in November. And I do want to pull in some washi tapes up top because there is that chunk of white space. So I have been really digging the look of ripped washi, so that's what I did for the emoji onesies and also this foiled washi from Simply Gilded. Also, let me know if you guys will be interested in more of a real-time video of how I doodle and maybe do some of my lettering or some paintings, because I know that it's kind of hard to see when everything's sped up. This video is sped up already over 50 minutes, I think, and it's sped up pretty fast. So yeah, I know that I can't cover everything, but if you guys want to see a separate video, then I can definitely do that. After finishing up the washi at the bottom, I wanted to do a mood tracker. So I just took one of my Tombow brush pens and wrote a mood tracker and did the whole graph thing. I do usually change up what I do at the bottom. Sometimes I do sleep trackers, sometimes I do grief trackers. But yeah, this month I went for a mood tracker. I just drew in a bunch of cute faces, and yeah, I'm really excited to fill it out next month. Moving on to the next page, I wanted to do a spending tracker. I do this basically every month, and I put down this sort of like it's raining money emoji, which I think is really cute, and I hand lettered in a spending tracker. So the 4 categories that I use for my spending tracker are the date, the place, the price, and also N/W, which means need/want. The date, place, and price are probably self-explanatory, but for the N/W section, I basically just put in the initial N for necessity and W for want, and I really like that section because it kind of just shows me where my money is going and if I'm spending a little bit too much on things that I don't need. Of course, we're not in November yet, so I can't really show you guys a completely filled out spending tracker, but I did do 2 entries for rent and phone bill because that occurs every single month. And then we are going to move on to the next page where I am doodling a stack of books, and I'm also going to write down library with my Tombow brush pen. I have been getting back into reading, and next week I actually have a week off from school, so I'm really excited to get through some books. I did a really similar spread in my previous bullet journal, so some of you guys may have already seen this, but basically I draw 4 books on each row, and then I kind of sketch out the covers, and I maybe spend like 30 seconds on each cover. It's very rough, but I just really like the visuals. I just use my gel pen to write in the titles and the author's name and any line work, and then if I wanted to do some shading, I will use my Tombow brush pens, and this is why I love the gray brush pens, and I think if you were to get any of the dual brush pens, I would definitely recommend gray. So yeah, the first book that I did is The Tattooist of Auschwitz, and the second book is The Underground Railroad, and I left the last two books blank just because throughout November I might change my mind on what I want to read, so I definitely want to have some flexibility, and I'm always open to book recommendations, so if you guys read anything really good recently, definitely share the title with me. And then underneath each of the books, I also draw in 5 blank stars, so once I'm finished reading, I can fill in my rating. So that is basically it for the general November portion, and then now I'm going to work on the weekly section. This is from October 29th to November, I think it was 4th. I'm basically just alternating the sides where I'm writing the dates on. I don't measure out the distance between each of the lines, so afterwards you'll see that it is very uneven, and I will probably measure it out next time just because it looks a little bit wonky. So this spread is actually not complete because I wanted to actually make it like a real week for you guys, and because we're not like on Sunday yet and I don't exactly know what I want to do on Sunday, I just didn't fill it out, so hopefully you guys don't mind. I will definitely post the full spread on Instagram when I'm done. But because this is Halloween week, I wanted to be a little bit festive, and I'm taking my Tombow brush pen and drawing a bunch of cobwebs. I drew a few spiders, but mainly just hearts, and I think it turned out pretty cute. Of course, if you're someone who does not have the time to draw all of these festive elements and do all of these fun lettering, you definitely don't have to do it. You can just follow the same layout, but maybe not do all of the decorative parts. Trust me, when school is in full swing, I definitely do not have the time to do this every single week, but as I mentioned before, next week is my reading week where I have a week off, so I decided to spend a little extra time. So every day I have a to-do list, so I just take my gray highlighter and do a little highlight, and then I write to-do on top of it and a huge to-do list underneath. So I'm doing that for Monday, and then I will do the rest off camera because I don't think you guys want to spend 5 minutes watching me write down my to-do list. And again, the second half of the week is a little bit more blank because I don't really know what I'm going to be doing. And after filling out my to-do list for each day, I'm going back to the days and I am just having fun with some doodles and lettering. So right now I'm just marking in Coffee Monday, and Tuesday was my last midterm of this month, I guess, and it was for math, and on Monday, of course, I really wanted to study for that, so I am just doodling in a post-it note. I don't know how many of you guys have been here since I started the Coffee Monsters Co., but fun fact, when I started the Coffee Monsters Co., I strictly used bullet journals, and my Instagram account and my YouTube account kind of took off because of my bullet journal, so it is just so nostalgic to do this all again. And if any of you guys were around during my bullet journal days, shout out to you guys. Thank you so much for sticking around, and hopefully this plan with me is kind of giving you the OG TCMC vibes. So moving on to Tuesday, I marked in my midterm and also put down an Instagram emoji to mark in that I posted my spread on Instagram, and I did that swatch thing again, but I am going to let that dry first before I write on top of it. Then, of course, October 31st was Halloween, so I put down a Halloween emoji and I did some fun lettering. I did a Halloween flash sale, which was really fun, and although I think by the time you guys are watching this, you don't get the 15% off anymore, I do have a free die cut promotion that lasts 48 hours, and basically any orders above 15 USD after coupons and before shipping will get a emoji die cut. I'll put all the information on the screen, but yeah, if you guys want updates on sales and stuff, definitely join the Facebook group and follow me on Instagram, because YouTube is really hard to communicate sales and promotions because it takes me forever to edit and upload, so it's never like on time. But something else that was super exciting, which happened on Halloween, was I booked my tickets back to Vancouver. Basically, I had to wait until my university released the finals dates so I could book my tickets, and I am going back on the 21st and I'm so excited. Then I'm working on the this week section of my spread, and basically I just make a grocery list and also sort of like an errands list for the week. So of course for the grocery list, I write down everything that I want to buy, and for the errands, I wrote down that I want to withdraw some coins and also do some cleaning. So just like general tasks for the week. So that is basically it for this video. Some of it was a mess because I am a little bit rusty. I haven't done the bullet journal in so long, but if this is something that you guys are interested in, I can definitely do more plan with me's and more setups in the future. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I look forward to what you guys think, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!